The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Welcome to the May 11th, the terrific Tuesday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. Hey, let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. And the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you now make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We'll go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I just past 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I want you to know that I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here. But more important than that, during this next 16 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to pick up that phone. You can dial on in, 877-927-6648. If you can't dial in, we've got you covered there too. Go ahead and send me an email, steve@tfnn.com. Inside the subject heading, please put a radio show question, of course, in our Tigers. Then, well, any ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on terrific Tuesday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. Right now, we got all the U.S. indices trading to the downside. The Dow off by 556 points. The S&P 47, NASDAQ 47. Russell's off 13. Semis are down 8. Trannies are off 300. The New York Stock Exchange down 210. Gold is up. It's down $2. Silver's up 17 pennies. Light sweet crude up 30 cents. The 30-year Treasury down 19 ticks. Trading at 156.30. Lead the charge dollar-wise. The upside. You've got Shockwave Medical 32 bucks, 24%. Amazon 24 bucks, about 0.75%. HubSpot 22. Shopify 16. ServiceNow 14. To the downside, Google 29 bucks. Restoration Hardware 25. Booking Holdings 20. Novavax 19. BlackRock is off 18. Let's begin by looking at, we're going to switch over to our 8-panel charts. Give me a moment to do this. We'll begin by taking a look at the week indice out here. The week indice being the NQ. So we're going to take a look at the equity future contracts. And we'll do this for each of them. We'll do it slow and methodically. And we're going to take a look at multiple time frames. So we have different listeners out there. Some are just long-term investors, in which case you would just be looking at the monthly time frame chart. That's a chart in your upper left. And if you're a monthly or a long-term investor, you're not taking today's activity or even inside the NQ over the last couple of weeks out here, you're not selling. Price is above that green line out there. That green line printed at 12,986. That says on that monthly time frame chart for the NQ right now, it is in bullish mode. On a weekly basis, you would have a different scenario. The different scenario is prices below that oscillator and change line. It says price could continue to pull back. So that says, go look at the daily time frame chart. Now, the daily is where we're really going to focus. Now, I'm unable to, on this chart, draw in the A to B equals CD pattern. But what we can do here is, what can we do to make that? I don't want you to trust me. I do want you to trust me. But I always like to just simply show you what it is that we're looking at. That way you can make your own decisions out here. So let's do this. Let me just switch panels one more time. We'll just flip back and forth. But it's going to be the easiest way, I think, for me to show you what we're looking at. So we're back to the NQ. And on the NQ, we're going to draw in an A to B equals CD pattern. What I'm starting with here is the A point. Well, I'll start if I can get the tool to actually grab. Oh, there we go. So as the A point out here, I'm starting with the high from April 29th. For the low, for my B point, I'm going to use the, here's the lower low. That's going to be May 4th. Makes a retracement up into form that C point on May 7th. And now what you can see is you've got the 1-to-1 A to B equals CD that has been hit. What we're looking at now, this would be a Gartley buy pattern that would complete today if, in fact, this turns out to be a hammer candle. So those of you that like or believe in H.M. Gartley's work, I know Larry Pescimento does, I am certain that if this turns out to be a hammer candle, Larry's going to be a buyer of the NQ. He's going to say, hey, there's your Gartley buy pattern. What happens if we don't get a bullish reversal signal? And whether he does or he doesn't, that really doesn't matter. Here I'm showing you the pattern, the A to B equals CD. If we don't get a bearish or bullish reversal signal, then that would suggest price moving to the next level. The next level will be 12,948. So now we're going to go from this chart here. We're going to go back, take a look at the 8-panel charts, get that going again for the NQ. And you're going to notice that we're close. It's not a hammer candle yet. The reason it's not a hammer candle yet, we're on this third or our second panel from the right up at the top, is because there's still just a little bit too much of a wick. So what we need to really see is the NQ trade a bit higher than where we're at. And we don't know whether there's going to be a bullish hammer candle or not. What I want to share with you is there's really the potential. Why would there be the potential, Stevie? That's pretty simple. Look at the 30-minute chart. You've got a Rhodes momentum indicator bottom. Look at the 60-minute chart. You have a Rhodes momentum indicator bottom. The 120, the same. The 240, the same. The 300 or the 5-hour chart, the same. And a couple of them, you've also got TD 9-count bottoms. Now, the key levels to be watching are different for each of these time frames. What we're really going to do is focus right now on the 5-hour time frame chart, the one that makes it the most difficult to prove that, in fact, this is a bottom or that price wants to, inside the NQ, continue to move higher. That says that price needs to close above. That's just level one, needs to close above that oscillator and change line. That's currently printing at 13,347. That will change as price moves up or down. You can see on the 4-hour chart, it's at 13,343. The 2-hour chart, this 1-hour chart, the 30-minute chart, price is already above those levels. So in their cases, what you're looking at are profile levels. The profile levels that you'd be looking for really for price to get above on the 120-minute chart, since that was a bullish structured profile, is 13,439. So see how that 13,430 area is a real key level? I saw inside the Tiger's Den somebody posted something just as I was logging in. They were talking about 13,430. Boy, right on, especially when you take a look at these intraday time frame charts. So that's what we'll leave it as right now. A close above 14,340. Now, I don't know whether that gets us a bullish hammer candle or not. It may or may not. But a close above that, or anywhere above that, combined with that bullish hammer candle on a daily basis, that says we could see a bottom inside the, that says we could see, it says we do see a bottom inside the NQ, but it's all going to be about today's candle session. So that's what you want to pay attention to for the rest of the day. Bulls would prefer over the course of the next, let's see, 8, 9, 10, this 130 would be, is that right? Let me, hold on, let me just update this just to make sure. I want to give you accurate information out here. Go ahead, populate. I've got so many things going on right now. And yeah, so this would be bar number 8 at 130. So by 230, what folks are looking for, what bulls in the NQ are looking for, I know this might sound crazy to you. That's okay. It's Stevie speaking here. What they're really looking for is not for the NQ to trade above today's high until after 230. Why? Because if it doesn't before 230, it gets above those highs, what we would get is a TD 9-count top on the 30-minute time frame. That's the only thing else out here that I see on an intraday basis that could take place. So if we, within the next hour and 15 minutes, if you see a spike higher, that actually could be setting up the TD 9-count top on the 30-minute time frame chart. If that doesn't happen, then we don't have any topping signals on the intraday charts, just price dealing with resistance levels. And again, that's going to be in that 13,430 level. This is Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We get back, we've got a Jim from Boston who wants to take a look at ticker symbol TIP in case you want to fire that up on your system, do your own analysis, and then let's see what our charts say. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
If you're not currently using the TAS Profile Scanner when looking at setting up your trading opportunities, then your arsenal is short a mighty weapon. The TAS Profile Scanner is a standalone piece of software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, TAS understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading in today's market. You also gain access to the webinar that Steve Dahl and Tom O'Brien just hosted, The Best Way to Use the TAS Profile Scanner to Profit. This webinar archive is available for all subscribers immediately upon signing up. All new subscriptions also come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Start your subscription by visiting the front page of TFNN.com today, and you'll find the TAS Profile Scanner under the Services tab. Sign up today.
Hey there, I'm Andy Arbertine with Tiger Precious Metals and Stones. Whether you're looking to buy and sell precious metals or trying to find the perfect diamond ring, I'm here to help. I have over 15 years of experience with diamonds and precious metals. You can call me directly at 727-329-8245, and I will personally answer any questions you have and help you find exactly what you're looking for. I will be your personal concierge in the metal and stone business. Give me a call today, 727-329-8245.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back up, folks. Let's go out to Jim in Boston. Jim, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. How are you today?
Very good. So I've got. I feel a little guilty here because I'm baiting you on inflation. You had made some comments yesterday, and of course it is an interesting chart. But I wondered if you could elaborate more on your comments about inflation yesterday in terms of your thoughts. I noticed the gold, the copper gold ratio has peaked out in March, and I realize there are lots of things moving in the markets. I don't want to consume too much of your time. But I wondered if you could just take a look at that chart and give some thoughts on your ideas of inflation and how.
Sure. So, are you in this trade? Are you in this trade right now? This is the tips, folks.
No, I don't think anyone should trade this really. But
excuse me?
No, I'm not sure this is a really good vehicle to trade.
Yeah.
No, I'm not in this trade.
Okay. So we don't really need to look at this chart, or you do want to look at it just under.
So it's very interesting that it actually has peaked out as of yesterday, and there were Basil Chapman's 7 moves, I believe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. So, what is it? What kind of measures of inflation do you look at?
Well, so when I hear everybody talking about inflation in the media out here. So first, with regard to tips, just so for folks, I've got the chart up on our screen out here. We can see the price ran up to its prior highs out there, so kind of a double topping situation. All that's taking place today is price pulling back to that oscillator and change line, 127.38. So it remains bullish out here. With regard to inflation, so everybody's talking about inflation heating up. The question is, what type of inflation are they talking about? So are they talking about inflation that is supply-demand? Because that's really what we have going on in the environment right now. When I say the environment, if we take a look at what's going on in the commodity space, because of the pandemic and because of the closure of allowing employees to work and all those things across the globe, without really taking a look at the supply chain, what we're experiencing out here, whether it's automobiles, if you try to go buy an automobile, now, there's a couple different types of inflation, but with regard to new automobiles, the reason why used cars are going up is because there's no new cars to buy. Why? Because they're waiting for different chips and so forth. So if you need a car and you can't get a new one, you go buy a used one. So the inflation that they're talking about right now, as I hear it in the media stations out there, is everybody piling on, believing that it's all because of printing money. That is such BS. Before Steve shared this information with you, because we print more money. Well, think about, hey, I mentioned a car. Right now, today, if you have a good credit rating, you can go out, buy a car, buy a $100,000 car and put $0 down. Now, if you do that, you need to make sure you get gap insurance out there. So if the dealer's getting $100,000 and it hasn't come out of your pocket, we've just created $100,000 out of thin air. Well, it works that way. So whether it's for debt for student loans, whether it's debt for cars, or just how about mortgages? If you live in Florida, you see wonderful, crazy things going on down here. And so if you have a good credit rating, you buy $1 million house or a $2 million house or a $5 million house, maybe you're only putting down 10%. But what you've done is you've created all kinds of additional cash into the system. So when people think about the printing money, they just say printing money is what causes inflation. Are you kidding me?
Right.
Take a look at what really goes on in the real economy, in the real marketplace out there.
Velocity of money and
So hey, we have been printing money. We've been printing money since 2008, since QE1 began out there. So we can all say that printing money, when you are the reserve currency, you've got to put this through our heads out here. When you are the reserve currency, you can print as much money as you want, which is insane with regard to the idea that we continue to print money for debt. We should just print the money that we need to take care of whatever it is that we're trying to pay for through a deficit or what have you, and not print more money that we're just simply going to not pay back and just blow up the entire bond market, which is going to create all kinds of problems with capital structures and businesses and so forth. So that's what I say when people start talking about inflation. It's really all about a lack of confidence. Now, if we take a look at what's currently going on there, you can see what's going on inside our own governmental agencies and so forth. And I'd have to say, yeah, there's a little bit of a lack of trust in what's going on. But that's when you really start to get to real inflation, what I think real people are talking about, which is that kind of hyperinflation. And when there's a total lack of trust, all you have to do recently is go back and take a look at Venezuela, or go back and take a look at Turkey. And you can see when people lose confidence in those governments, that's when stuff starts moving higher. My first real experience with that was when I was in Russia back in the 1990s. Right after Perestroika, we were opening up a retail store over in St. Petersburg. And each morning while I was over there, I would get a note underneath my door that said, if you're paying in rubles, this is your new rate. That new rate was never lower. That new rate was higher. So I got to witness firsthand hyperinflation as was going on. Why? Because nobody had trust in what was really going on there. And when you walk through the black market, even though it was illegal to have U.S. dollars, it was like owning having the best trading deal. I could get anything with a U.S. dollar out there. So the idea that inflation that people are talking about, hyper-type inflation that's getting out of here, they call it about printing money out there. Yeah. It's insane to think that's
not likely to happen in the U.S. given it's a reserve currency. Or at least
eventually,
we have to lose that status, right?
Yeah. Well, I will say the hyperinflation. Forget about the hyperinflation. When we totally lose trust in our government, that's when we'll see those things. Again, I can go back to Russia in the 1990s. I experienced it. I lived it. I saw it. I witnessed it. And then you can just go back and take a look at what recently happened in the past couple of years in Turkey and Venezuela, and you'll see that it was a lack of faith in the government that created those things. Okay.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you very much.
You bet. Thanks so much for calling. Let's go to our next question. So we've got about 7 that have come in. And the first one that came in was from, I believe it was from David. Yeah, David H. in Texas. And David, he wants to take a look at Dollar General. DG is a ticker symbol. So let's get that up here. And David, I've got so many different callers or emails that have come in. I'm just going to go to the instrument. Hopefully it answers your question. But as we take a look at the daily time frame chart for Dollar General, we know that it has been trading with inside its bearish structured profile. Price right now is below the center of that bearish structured profile. That's 215.95. So the signal given to you on Dollar General for the daily time frame chart is that price should make a run towards or to the bottom of that profile, and that's at 208.17. It may not get all the way down there. It may just test its most recent swing point from back on April 26th, and that low out there was about the 210, 209 area. But Dollar General on the daily chart says it wants to head lower. The weekly chart, price is back inside the profile. So if it closes below 214.13, it's confirming what we're looking at on the daily time frame. Let's pull over to the other daily chart, my white background chart. Here you can see that this is not going to form a TD9 count today. This is going to be bar number 9. It's going to negate the pattern altogether. That's okay. It's got a Rhodes momentum indicator top. So this is suggesting, David, that price is headed to the 208.17 area. That is the bottom of the profile. So you've got a double confirmation there. On a short-term time frame chart, we'll just quickly turn over the 30-minute. This negated its TD9 count as well. So you've got all kinds of signals out here that Dollar General, that ticker symbol there is DG, is preparing to head lower, and its target should be the bottom of that daily profile. And again, that's at 208.17. David, thanks so much for writing in. Hope that helps you out. We get back to this break, we'll go to our next question. We'll take care of one in the den, and that was from Ruby, who wanted to take a look at the Russell 2000 equity futures contract. We'll be right back.
Hi, folks. This is Tom O'Brien. The printing presses are working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The U.S. deficit has risen 200% in 1 year with no end in sight. The markets are looking for an additional stimulus bill to get us through this once-in-a-generation pandemic. There is no free lunch, folks. The more stimulus dollars put into the marketplace, the less your dollar is worth each and every day. This is the time to protect yourself with a portion of your portfolio in the metal market. The Gold Report comes out each Monday morning. I bisect and dissect the dollar, silver, gold, the XAU, and the HUI. The Gold Report is a long-term hedge against the dilution of your buying power. The U.S. has put more than $6 trillion into the marketplace in the last 6 months, with more expected in the next few months. The market did and does need the stimulus, but it will have long-term implications on our buying power. The Gold Report comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Go to TFNN.com and order the Gold Report now. Protect your buying power. Order the Gold Report now.
You could be making money off the stock market. And if you're already making money off the stock market, you could be making a lot more. Check out TFNN and Tiger TV and get expert investing advice to give you the power to control your financial future. Go to TFNN.com and find the newsletter for you. Whether you're into trading gold, metals, futures, currencies, or options, you'll get advice and analysis to help you seriously get ahead. TFNN also features trading services with a 30-day money-back guarantee for new subscribers, as well as TFNN's Tiger Den trading room, trading software, and educational webinars for all trading levels. And make sure you check out Tiger TV for free on TFNN.com or TFNN's YouTube channel for live financial content from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern on market days. Stop watching on the sidelines while other people get rich and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABCs, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that we'll even even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. So let's go and do this here. Let's change screens. And let's get over to the screen here. I'll have to get it fired up here. It's going to take me just a moment. But what we will see is we'll see the Russell 2000 equity future contract, the 8-panel screen, similar to what you and I did with regard to the NQ. So now we should see that being populated. And we're going to focus on here. I'm not sure, Ruby, what you're looking for, but let's do this. Right now on the daily basis, you got a hammer candle out here, but the day is not over. Here's what we know. Unlike the NQ, we do have some bottoming signals on the Russell 2000. That some bottoming signal is really coming from the 2-hour time frame chart that has a Rhodes momentum indicator bottom and the 30-minute. Both of those have bottom signals. I don't have those on the other time frames. That's okay. With regard to the Russell 2000, the signal here, based on these charts, is that price should make its way up to the 22.25 level. Now, 22.25, Ruby, that's coming from the bottom of the 2-hour time frame chart. It's the only resistance that I have. That's assuming that price can get above today's high. That's at 22.05.80. We're about $1.50 away from that. So if you see that, well, let me just say this. 22.10 will be another area of resistance, and if price can get above 22.10, then that 22.25 level is where price should target. The ultimate outcome for the Russell 2000, if this is just a counter trend rally, Ruby, it would be a nice counter trend rally because it's another 45 to 50 points higher, is that price would make it all the way up to the 22.51.80 level. That's a TD9 breakdown area. So what you're looking for right now, Ruby, is you're looking for price to get above today's high. If you do, you know you have resistance at 22.10. Above 22.10, you're looking at 22.25, and above that, then that could be the signal of 22.51 is on its way. So I hope that helps you. Now, inside the Russell 2000, let me expand this out here. Not really an A to B equals CD down pattern out here, just this sideways consolidation, price getting back towards the bottom of its profile out there. So watch today's candle, but I don't think you're really that interested in that as much as you are what's going on the intraday cycle out there. So I hope that helps you out. Thanks so much for writing in. And let's go now to our next question. I'm going to have to change screens out here. And this one is coming in from Hector and the fuel injectors. So let's switch back to my black background charts. I'll eventually figure that out. And I've got to get one more thing set up on my other trading system here so that we can pull those up as well. And so let's look at Facebook. Here's what we know. In the case of Facebook, it too has an A to B equals CD down pattern. So we're taking a look at it. Price has made its way really all the way down to the 1 to 1.272 level. But what Facebook is missing that the NQ might have, we don't know, it's missing a bullish reversal signal. So until we get that, Hector, Facebook would suggest to us that it wants to move lower. Now, where's lower? Well, lower would be 292.69. But before it does that, we have to take a look at that swing point that it's testing from April 22nd. That at 16 million shares, you're already into that swing point, or you've tested it with 13.3. So you're testing a swing point with higher volume. If you don't get a bullish reversal signal because you test that swing point with higher volume, would suggest that price would at least one more time get down there. Now, where's there? 302.92 is the top of that swing. That would really become the target. If I look at Facebook on the daily time frame chart with the white background screens, we don't have any other signals out here. If price were able to take out that swing point that you and I were taking a look at, that would suggest a move back to the 284 area. We're not making that call as we are. We're not making that call at the moment. So where is Facebook headed to right now? Intrasession. Well, here's a 30-minute time frame chart. As we take a look at it, it's attempting to form that Rhodes momentum indicator signal. I don't have that bullish reversal candle as we take a look at these candles out here. So resistance inside Facebook would be in the 307.67 to 308.88. So, Hector, I hope that helps you out. Thanks so much for writing in, and I do hope that I got to your question. Just kind of going quick here because of the time and the number of questions that we've got coming in. So we got a question here about DHI. That is one of the it's Horton, I believe, the home builder out here, DHI, or maybe I've got the wrong one. Dr. Horton out here. So DR Horton, as we take a look at its daily time frame, your question is your thoughts on it. So as we take a look at it right now, price was able to close above, and when I say close above, I'm referring to May 4th through today, May 4th through yesterday, had been able to close above the top of a bullish structured profile. Now, before we go determine whether there was a top or anything like that, assuming that there's not, a counter trend move, this is called the counter trend retracement out here. If you and I, Eric, were going to identify where is it that price would stop, you would have chosen, and I would have supported you, you would have chosen 100.04. This is trading right now at 100.05. So what I can't tell, so price has done the so-called counter trend move. Now, what happens if price closes below that? Well, if it closes below that, that could then open up the kimono for 91.08. Of course, this would also have to get through its junior swing point out there. I'm referring to the April 30th session. I had 5 million shares, only 2 million shares so far. So right now, as we take a look at DR Horton, the stock chart is somewhat bullish, but we've got to go look to see what other patterns might be out there. The weekly, the monthly, they're all trading above resistance. So let's pull over DHI. If we can we get it over there? Come on, work with me. There we go. So here is the daily time frame. So what do we now know? Okay, perfect. So now what we know is price was stretched, price was moving higher, doing less relative energy. You've got the bearish engulfing or the bear separation candle, three river evening morning star out here. Now this has got different profiles. I hate when that happens, but sometimes it just does. Let me pull back here. Yeah, it doesn't matter. The ones that I would give more weight to are the black background charts out here, but you do have that confirmed top. So that says you've really got to pay attention to this 100.05 level. And if it gets below that, that suggests a further pullback. And I'd say that 91.08 area is what you'd be looking for. So Eric, I hope that helps you out. Thanks so much for writing in and have a great day. Next question coming in from, I can't tell who's this coming in from. Eddie, no. Nope, but I'm not sure who this is coming in from. But the question is, can we take a look at the levels for Microsoft? We most certainly can. MSFT is the ticker symbol. And as we take a look at it, let me get this fired up on my other charts as well. You can see this maybe forming an A to B equals C to the downside. In order to do that, Microsoft would need to close below 244.69. The volume there in that swing point is 27 million shares, 26.4. You're already at 20. So much like we just took a look at in that prior chart, I think that was DR Horton out here, price is moving. Well, in this case here, price is not moving into a swing point to test. It's moving, well, it is testing a swing point, and that is that trading session from May 6th. So it's testing with volume. Even if price closes above 244.69, it at least suggests another test of that low. Again, 244.69. On a weekly basis, Microsoft remains bullish. This has a bearish structured profile. All price has done is pulled back so far to test the top of that. It did inter-session get down to that center area, again, 241.55. Again, on a bullish run, a pullback into a bearish structured profile, one that price is closed above. That is really where typically the end, where the retracement will go ahead and end. Your questions here are just simply those levels. So I've given you those areas. Let's go see on the other charts what we can find for Microsoft in the next 15 seconds. What do we have out here? Really not much. So if price is able to get below that swing point we're looking at, in addition to the A to B equals CD down pattern, you'd be looking at 232.39. That would be your target on a move lower inside of Microsoft. Anything else out here? Well, nothing else to assist you. And thanks so much for writing in, whoever that is, asking about ticker symbol MSFT. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
The technology around us is changing every day. With so much happening, it can seem impossible to keep up with all the information. David White's investment newsletter, The Technology Insider, is designed to give you all the information you need to understand the technology that shapes today's markets and tomorrow's future. David White has made his living staying on the cutting edge of technology. His weekly newsletter will give you specific recommendations for value tech stocks, as well as entry prices, target prices, and stops to set for each trade. Dave delivers his weekly newsletters every Friday with updates throughout the week. You can get the Technology Insider at TFNN.com for only $37.50. Sign up for David's newsletter, The Technology Insider, and get an inside look at everything the technology sector has to offer. Try it risk-free today with our 30-day money-back guarantee. TFNN, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Direction's daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. You got the Dow off 458, S&P down 32, and the NASDAQ is now up 16 points. The semis are up 11. So we've got some very cool and interesting markets here that we're going to be navigating. We're just going to use our tools to assist us with regard to what the markets are communicating to us. Let's go to our next question. This one coming in from Michael P. And Michael wants to take a look at Clovis Oncology. You're long today from 802. So let's go take a look at CLOV is the ticker symbol. And we take a look, it's trading right now at 821. So as we take a look at Clovis Oncology, Michael, here's what we know. Price is below the bottom of its daily profile. Price is below the bottom of its weekly profile. And there's not enough data on the monthly for the monthly charts to assist us. So now we've got to go take a look at our other chart patterns out here. On the white background charts, do we see a bottom? That's really what we're looking for. I believe that's the question that you would be asking. And as we take a look at it, the answer is no, I do not see that bottom pattern. I don't see an A to B equals CD down. We're in bar number 6 of a TD9 count. Now, the patterns that I look for don't always exist on every chart at every bottom. When it does, that's when we start to say, aha, this sets up a potential trade. So we don't have any of that out there. On the weekly time frame, let me take a look at its chart. Nothing out here to assist us as well. So now what we need to do to assist you is go take a look at those intra-session times. So here's the 30-minute time period. And when you got in, this was forming a Rhodes momentum bottom. It was forming wave number 7. That's letter G. And right now, price is above the top of that profile. And that's at 814. And, Michael, you really want to see price stay above that. If it does, says that price can move higher. Move higher to where? 841 is going to be your real battleground. So here's our field of play. You know that sellers are lined up at 841 next. If price can get above that, that says Clovis Oncology may have a change in trend, regardless of the fact that I don't have a bottoming pattern out there. But 841 is what you're gunning for as we speak right now. On a 65-minute chart, I've got a TD9 count. This says that price should run to the 829, 854 level. That's where you're going to find resistance in that area, and above that, 879. So I hope that helps you out, Michael. Thanks so much for writing in, and best of luck with Clovis Oncology. Ticker symbol there is CLOV. The next question coming in from Hector and the fuel injectors. Hector gets a double today, and he wants to ask about Palantir, and so did Michael out there. So I didn't mention that during his email that he sent in, but I knew that I saw that Hector's ahead of time wanted to take a look at Palantir. So let's go take a look at it, and then let me read the question. PLTR, by the way, is a symbol that we're putting in, and the question is, thoughts please. Strong TD9 setup, thoughts please, question mark. Wow, take a look at that move here today. So that's a bullish reversal candle. That's completing. So you have simply the buy the D point out here on a short-term standpoint. That's just simply using this level right here, Hector. That's using our A point, the trading day from April 14th, the B point, April 20th, the C point. Looks like it might be April 27th. There's your 1 to 1.272 confirmed A to B equals CD. Now, what you'd really like to see this do is get back above this hammer candle, because you don't want to see old support become new resistance. So that's 2018. You'd love to see price close above that. Does it have to? Doesn't have to, but you would certainly like to see that. We look at the daily time frame chart. The daily time frame chart out here, as we populate it, today will become bar number 9 of a TD9 count. Perfect. I think maybe, did Brent call you about this yesterday? We might have talked about Palantir yesterday. Today's Tuesday. It could have only been yesterday out here. So now what you're getting, I know that we had Victor in Paramus, New Jersey. He'd been wanting to get in. We talked about price might get to that 1754 level. That was just coming back to its breakout. That, in essence, is what it's done. So if you're long this, Hector, then I say stay long. Doesn't mean you don't have some battles, because you do. 2064 is going to be the first battle. 2174 the next. 2273 the one after that. And then between 2521 and 2573, that would become battle number 3. World War III, right in that 2573 range. And if you can get above that, then you're off to the races to the upside. But I like it. I like the patterns. Wave number 7, a TD9 count at this stage here. You just have some work to do to the upside. A quick look at the 30-minute chart out there. This suggests that your next level of battle is at 20 1/4. And if price can close above 20 1/4, that says that price should run to 2184. 2184 is the TD9 breakdown level, and 2025 is the top of the current bearish structured profile, which has already been tested. So if you can get close above that, then it's off to that TD9 breakdown level. So thanks for bringing Palantir up. Michael, I hope that helps you out as well and answers your question, whatever question you might have had about that. The next question coming in from Mike in Sarasota, the NQ 4-hour bar, was a TD9 count. I think we took a look at that, so you might have written in just as we were reviewing that as well. Well, you're saying maybe the candles are different. Let me 4-hour. Let me just pull this chart over here. So let's take a look at the 4-hour chart here for Mike, just make sure. And so I had a bull set. What did you have? So I've got no, I do not have a TD9 count. Well, let me make sure. I did. My apologies. Just had to reset it. So yeah, I've got the same TD9 count that you do. And right now, price is taking on that 13,352 area. That's an oscillator and change line. You can also see on the 4-hour time frame chart a new profile formed above price. That typically is a bearish message. That doesn't mean there's not more counter trend rally. But what you're going to really watch here is that 13,461 level. Or really, the first level is 13,395. If price can get there, then 13,461. That should be on a 4-hour basis where the rally would stop. If it doesn't, tells you about the strength inside the NQ, and then that would be suggested to move to 13,593 and above that 13,748. So yeah, Mike, the 4-hour chart, ours are in sync with each other, and that has a TD9 bottom as well as that Rhodes momentum indicator bottom pattern as well. So thanks so much for writing in. Have a terrific Tuesday. Dan F. writes in, I thought the Fiserv, you bought Fiserv yesterday. You said sell it if it closes below 116.43. Is it forming a hammer candle today like the NQ? Well, let's go take a look at Fiserv. FISV is the ticker symbol out here. It's trading out right now at 150. So you've got two different types of candles. Is this a hammer candle right now? The answer is no. There's a little bit too much wick in it out here, but maybe by day's end it will. But you want to make sure that it can't close. What it probably needs to do is close. Right now it's at 115.44. Probably needs to get up to 115.50 115.50, 51, 52, something like that, in order to be a hammer candle out here. So that's the first answer to your question. Let me just take a quick peek here at the weekly and the monthly. Nothing there to help us out. Let's pull over our other white background charts. So as Dan was mentioning, yesterday we were taking a look at Pfizer, and what we took a look at was the TD 9-count bottom. And if you take a look at the low of that bottom, the low there, is 115.63. So it wasn't 116.43. It should have been 115.63, and you're 115.45 right now. But here's the difficulty, Dan. If you're in this trade, what price also did was it pulled back and it tested the TD9 breakout area at 113.93. So even if today is a hammer candle, you also have a bearish reversal candle, or not bearish, a bearish candle, which is a gap to the downside. So you could have them both. But price is held. So to the extent that you want to stay in this trade, as long as price remains above 113.93, then you should go for it. On a 30-minute time frame, I just deleted it. Nice job there, Steve-O. I don't have anything on the 10-minute. So to answer your question fully again, the level we really talked about yesterday should have been 115.63. But right now, today, it's at 113.93 level. If price closes below that, it's headed lower. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. For free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Markets can rise and fall like the tides. Subscribe to Basil Chapman's newsletter, The Opening Call, and you too can ride the wave. Basil Chapman is an authority in technical analysis. His Chapman Wave trading system has been helping traders identify trends and capitalize on momentum in the markets since 1984. TFNN invites you to test Basil's proprietary Chapman Wave trading methodology with a monthly subscription to the Opening Call newsletter for only $149. Your subscription to the Opening Call comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee, as well as daily market updates on key indexes, stocks, and commodities. Ride the wave! Sign up for the Opening Call risk-free today.
Introducing Primal Edge.
Today, it's even more important to take a supplement that complements your health. Primal Edge is specifically formulated to boost your immune system and help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Our early ancestors found all their nutritional requirements in the wild environment. But today, our food sources don't contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients that we need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated humic and fulvic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They've been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, without them, life cannot exist.
That's right, Ellen. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge. Just $89 exclusively at TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. So not that it was a question, but there was some comments in the Tigers Den about Coinbase. COIN is the ticker symbol. And the question, did it bottom at 250? Well, on a 30-minute time frame chart, the answer there is yes. The 30-minute time frame chart had both a Rhodes momentum indicator bottom and wave number 7. That's letter G out there. That's courtesy of the Chapman wave. But it's not the Chapman wave. You want to learn that directly from Basil. Here's what we know right now. It makes those bottom patterns, gets up to gets beyond 286.57. 286.57 on the 30-minute time frame. That was a TD9 breakdown level. That's a suggestion of a further run higher. It's right now dealing with the 299.99 level. You're at 301 as we speak, so it's trying to take that out. 303.93 is another resistance area, but really it's going to be about the bar on a 30-minute base that formed a couple of hours ago, because that confirmed a Rhodes momentum indicator top, but price never got below the oscillator and change line. Nonetheless, a close above 303.32 says coin continues to move higher. So for the rest of the day, what are we going to be focused on? Well, let's go back. Let's go back to the NQ out here. Let's take a look at Wiki and see what Week Link is doing. So here's the daily time frame. The daily time frame, it sold off just a bit out here. So you don't have that bullish hammer candle, and we may not get that. We are in bar number 8. So we don't get the bullish reversal signal. It still could be a bottom, but we really won't know that for the next couple days, because we could see a lower low on bars number 9 or the bar following bar number 9. If we get a hammer candle, you would have 2 confirming patterns out there. But it may be more and more difficult to create that bullish hammer candle today. And until the weak link says that we've formed a bottom, or at least a bottom so that you see some rotation maybe out of the Dow into the NQ, everything would be in sync. What I mean in sync is we have confirmed topping signals in both the daily, on the daily time frame for the ES minute, that's in your left-hand panel, the NQ, but that could form a bottom, inside the Dow and inside the Russell 2000. Watch Russell 2000 too. That also has made an A to B equals CD to the downside. If that forms a hammer candle, that's signaling to you a bottom as well. Folks, stay tuned for 2 more great hours. Your favorite polar bear, David White's up next with the Power Trading Hour. Tom O'Brien to take us on home, and I'll be back with you on Wonderful Wednesday. Have a terrific Tuesday, folks.